What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Rideshare Hub. My name is Greg Wave. I am fresh off a bunch of rides that I just grinded out. This is one of my work days this week. I really only do about 3 to 4 days of Uber and Lyft a week now. I used to do a lot more, but times have gotten busier, I tell you. So let me jump right into this. I'm like the world's corniest person. What I'm going to do for you guys today, though, is I'm going to show you guys my first 2 weeks of earnings on Uber, just to kind of show you guys a good idea of what, grinding out 2 weeks could look like. I like to think of this, I've met a lot of guys that they have jobs where, it's contract based, and a lot of times they have 2 weeks to a month off. So I thought this video would be good for those types of people that can only grind out, 1 to 2 weeks here and there, because I'm sharing with you guys what my first 2 weeks looks like. You should almost always be able to do significantly more than what my first 2 weeks looked like if you're doing the same hours. Because this was my first 2 weeks as an antisocial driver, as a passive rookie Uber driver who was like unsure how to act, how to talk to people, how to be better at getting tipped, all these things. So like for me, it was, I wasn't that good. It's really what I was trying to say. I really wasn't that good. I was like antisocial. I was always in the wrong areas. I was a lot of times just parking my car in a downtown area waiting for rides. And now I know that like you never do something like that unless it's like 1:59 a.m. and you're right outside a bar in your downtown area. Anyways, before I blab on and on and on. So first, let's look at the first week of Uber. So that's Sunday, I did 161. Then Saturday, I did 211. Friday, I did 166. And then Thursday, I did 54. Wednesday, I did 70. And Monday, I grinded out for $5. I finished at 669 that week in about 39 hours. I averaged out at about $17 per hour. Alrighty, so now let's look at the second week of Uber. Alrighty. Alright. So for the second week, starting at Saturday, I didn't work Sunday. I don't know why I didn't work Sunday, but I didn't work Sunday. So Saturday I made 220, stronger Saturday there for sure. Friday I did 134. Thursday just $46. And Wednesday I did $22. I finished off that week with $424 dollars at 27 hours. And $15.7 per hour. So obviously in my second week, my dollar rate wasn't like the most fantastic you'd see in your life. So let's do this. So we got 424 from the second week. And then from the first week, we were looking at 669. So 669. 424, 3, 1, 11. So in 2 weeks, I made 1,113. So that's not bad. I think a lot of people would be okay with that. Let's see what the hourly rate comes down to. So I did 27 hours the second week, did 39 that week. Nice little quick math session for you guys. So I did that in 66 hours. 3, 1, 66, 4, 3, 4. Sorry guys, I was trying to do the mental math for it, but how many times 66 goes into 1,113 was like really making my brain do backflips. But so let's see what this hourly rate came out to, okay? So what it came out to was about, give or take, $15, $16 an hour. So again, for the first 2 weeks, that's not really the worst, $15-16 an hour, and you're learning the ropes, and you're gonna really get that up probably $5 an hour. That's a pretty good rate to be making. But the way I've always thought of this too is, like, when I started doing this, I was 21, 22 years old. My actual job paid me like, oh my God, I mean, I think like $10 an hour at the time. I can't remember what minimum wage was there, but I know I was making minimum wage. So was I pretty stoked to be making 15, 16 bucks an hour? I was super stoked. And I didn't even know how much better it could be. So what this time of my life ended up resulting in was me being a full-time driver. Once I really grasped this, I started doing it full-time, and I was, no kidding, busting out 50, 60 hours a week, just trying to make like anywhere from $18 to $21 an hour, give or take. A lot of times I didn't, but a lot of times I did. But I got so amped about it that I was just like, screw everything else in my life. I'm being a full-time driver, doing what I want. So I'm gonna ask you guys to avoid making those pitfalls of jumping into being a full-time driver right away. It is something you really, really, really need to think about. It will absolutely just destroy your car and your life if you're not careful. But so this is what 2 weeks of Uber looks like. So not terrible numbers at all, you know, $15.7 per hour. And again, my first 2 weeks, like, this was no experience. I'd done a little bit of Lyft driving, but really not even that much of that. I still didn't know like how to really talk to people and get tipped well. I didn't know the right areas to be heading to. I didn't know what times to go to the right areas. Like, I know all that now. I can look at the clock any time of day and be like, okay, if I was gonna go Uber, I should drive here. And that's like gonna come with just driving in your city and learning the areas. But the main thing I want you guys to see, 15.7 to like $18 an hour for the first 2 weeks. I'm sorry, 16.7 to $18 per hour for the first 2 weeks. So not a bad number, way above your minimum wage. You know, in most places, this is gonna be good. Most beautiful part about this was my first 2 weeks. You know what happened as time went on? $16 an hour, $17 an hour, $18 an hour. And pretty soon, once I'm in like my third month, I'm averaging out at like $19 an hour and making, you know, great money for me at the time, you know, leading me into, you know, a much better lifestyle. So that's what a full 2 weeks of Uber and Lyft driving could look like for you guys. So just definitely keep that in mind. I hope you guys liked this video. I've got a lot more content and ideas that I'm going to be pushing and getting out there really soon. I've said this before, but I really like harping on it. Like, if you're a driver, there's just no reason you don't subscribe to this channel. This channel originally helped me a lot as a driver. It gave me a lot of tips. I still keep up with all the videos that come out and all the people that, you know, are doing these videos, because everybody is going to have things they've learned in this business that you don't know. And it's going to add a lot of value to what you do. So definitely subscribe to this channel. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Help us keep doing what we're doing, because we want you guys to ultimately be, you know, just crazy successful at this. I feel like one of the biggest reasons that people quit Uber and Lyft is they try it and they can't figure it out after like 3 days, and so they quit. But until you know how to really maximize your tips, how to really drive in the right areas, you know, maximize your hours, you know, when to go to the airport, when to not go to the airport, when to drive here, when to go there, what, you know, is downtown, is night driving really worth it? Like, all these things are topics that we go over, and I guarantee you, any question you've ever had about ride sharing, we've probably answered at some point. It's going to take you 2 seconds of your time. Subscribe to the channel. It is going to give back to your life. I promise you that. So again, I hope you guys liked this. I hope you guys liked this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a lot more content soon. And leave me some comments on this video of some topics or some things you'd like me to cover, some of the bigger questions you've had. I'd love to hear like what video would give you guys, you know, some of the most value you would think. So drop some comments. Have a killer week, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon.